It's June 9th, 1997, and this is episode 91 of WCW Monday Nitro. Commentary for the first hour of the show is the three-man team of Larry Zbyszko, Mike Tenay, and Tony Schiavone, followed in the second hour by Tony Schiavone and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Nitro opens with Randy Savage and Elizabeth arriving at the arena in a limo. But before Savage can exit the limo, DDP tries to attack Savage. Savage locks himself inside, and DDP would kick in the window.
He's not letting him out!
But Elizabeth would close the door on DDP, allowing Savage to escape.
He's nailed him, and there goes the limousine!
The first match of the night is a six-man Lucha Libre tag team match. Juventud, Guerrera, Super Calo, and the Ultimate Dragon are taking on Parka, Psychosis, and Silver King.
Guerrera against Psychosis, Parka, and
also age 18 when he won the...
Sends him in and misses. Oh, he goes on the outside. Sends him into the ropes, ducks, and down he goes. They're so quick.
Yeah, but look at him. Oh, he caught him!
And again, here comes Calo. Oh, my!
Once
catching
on the outside, Juventud. Silver King.
Oh, my.
Right on that separate tradition versus the New World Order, Tony.
Up on top, Juventud, great agility that time. Springs by the Ultimo Dragon. This is his
combination
from Japan, but made his name, if you would. Spun him around, belly to belly over the search, but for referees.
He has lost control as well.
Psychosis sees an opening. He's up top. Oh boy, the Dragon and all the time. There's the exchange without the tag we've been talking about. It's a...
Wow, Parka.
Second time that super...
Train springboard off of the chair and off the top.
Juventud.
Baseball slide dropkick from Juventud. How would you this? Double spring.
From the top. That is his maneuver.
The Ultimate Dragon wins the match for his team with the Dragon Sleeper on Psychosis. After the match, Parka attacks Super Calo with a chair. We then head out onto the ramp with Mean Gene. Lex Luger heads out to speak with Mean Gene. Luger says that he and the Giant have signed a contract for a tag team match with Hollywood Hogan and Dennis Rodman at the Bash at the Beach pay-per-view later on this year. Luger then says that Hollywood Hogan hasn't defended his title since February, and JJ Dillon has decided that Hogan will have to face him tonight in a non-title match. Next up, Rowdy Roddy Piper and Ric Flair arrive at the arena. They cut a quick promo on their upcoming match tonight against the Outsiders in tonight's main event. Moving to the next match, Chris Jericho is taking on Alex Wright.
Mike Tenay, and right now, as he's going in with Alex Wright, Chris Jericho.
And Chris Jericho, one of the top stars in that big tournament.
They take it anymore.
No.
We've seen that lately, Larry.
That's because he's still young and dumb.
Oh boy. Stiffens him with a shoulder block.
The largest crowd. Oh, as Alex Wright drops down with that.
Talk about not having any windy in him, and that's, look at Jericho.
How many times do we sit here and say, never turn your back on your opponent?
And never dance.
Him up.
Really going to the top, Tony.
Back up. Jericho waiting. Oh boy. It seemed
a setup. I don't think Hogan's prepared.
Will Savage have to endure based on how we ended Nitro? Oh! There's a drop.
This match tonight.
Rush kick, butterfly suplex, maybe a power bomb. A power bomb. That's right. How about that baseball?
Not when you got the man in trouble either.
Crossbody.
Alex Wright wins the match after reversing Jericho's crossbody with an assist from the ropes. We now move to a WCW Women's title match. Akira Hokuto with Sonny Onoo is defending against Malia Hosaka.
At the Great Western Forum box office for the big...
Wait to go back to Los Angeles and of course just Vegas as well. Whatever you do, don't waste another moment.
And an impact player in our sport. Not sure. Who is he? We're not sure. But good. Into the ropes. He's champ. Hokuto and up on the top. Crossbody. All right, fans, we've just heard that JJ Dillon has officially, signed.
Akira Hokuto wins the match with a Northern Lights bomb. Hokuto continues her attack on Malia Hosaka after the match.
That was a brainbuster.
Medusa then runs in to fight off Akira Hokuto.
And Medusa picks her up. She's gonna do it again.
Oh, she dumped her.
3 of them.
And third time's the charm.
Oh boy.
Medusa will be taking on Akira Hokuto at the Great American Bash this Sunday in a career versus title match. Next, Mean Gene is on the ramp with the Steiner brothers. Rick says he doesn't know why they have to keep going with all this, saying they beat the Outsiders for the tag team titles way back in January. Scott says he'll take on every tag team in WCW if he has to. The Steiners are then interrupted by the Harlem Heat. Booker T says they are 7-time tag team champions, and they deserve the title shots first. A brawl then breaks up between the two teams.
Then now look at this! Both teams in to Scott Steiner. Watch out, they're over near us here. Here on Nitro, the referee's coming out to get between the two teams.
Next up, Steve Mongo McMichael is taking on Konnan. Mongo is attacked on his way out to the ring by Kevin Green.
Jumps on the back of
That's because he's scared of McMichael.
Security separate Mongo and Green. We then see that Konnan has been taken out. My guess is Hugh Morris, after Konnan attacked Morris last week. The referee then calls off the match, ending it in a no contest. After a commercial break, Hollywood Hogan and Eric Bischoff head out to the ring. Bischoff says that there is no way that JJ Dillon and the WCW Executive Committee are going to force Hollywood Hogan to wrestle tonight. Hogan then says that Luger isn't even in the right shape to take him on. He then says that he only wrestles and defends his title when he wants to. Luger then makes his way to the ring to confront Hogan. Luger faces off with Hogan, and Hogan tells him there's no way in his lifetime that he could ever beat him, and tells Luger they can leave the ring and just go pack his bags right now. Bischoff then starts to insult Luger, and Luger attacks both Hogan and Bischoff. A referee then runs in and it looks like the match is going to happen right now.
Hogan's down!
Hogan rolls out of the ring and the NWO run down to ringside.
The Wolfpack would come out. We've got to go to a back in the ring. Running live from Boston. Hogan choking. Have to take a break.
I'm telling you, don't take him.
After that, Hogan and Brain, look what is before us. Here, Hogan picks up Luger and rolls him belly to back to the ring, and the match takes off. And you are both Bischoff and Hogan. Luger said that he down goes 6. Here comes the Wolfpack! He's gonna rack him! He's gonna rack on Hogan!
Lex Luger wins the match with a torture rack, but the NWO would jump Luger right after the match.
It continues! And Luger!
Hall in 6. And they're not
in the top of the program. Luger said here, and the Giant right now is
Hollywood! Don't take no stinking prisoners!
to help himself out. He is.
After the attack, Hogan says that he promised to Dennis Rodman that he was going to beat up both Luger and the Giant tonight, but the Giant wasn't here, and tells Rodman that he'll make it up to him. After a break, we head back to the ring with Mean Gene with JJ Dillon. JJ says that Randy Savage rang his bell last week, but he couldn't let a week go by without addressing Savage. And JJ says that he has recommended that the WCW Executive Committee fine Savage $50,000 for the attack, saying that there was also a possibility for a suspension, but JJ has not allowed Savage to be suspended, as he doesn't want to take the opportunity away from DDP to face off with Savage at this Sunday's Great American Bash. Then telling us that he's also made some changes for that match, and that it will now be a non-sanctioned lights out match. Pinfalls count anyway. Savage then interrupts from the crowd. Savage says that he has $100,000, $50,000 for last week, and another $50,000 for this week, so he can finish the job on JJ Dillon. DDP then makes his way to the ring. Dallas says he came to meet with Savage earlier, but he didn't appear to have the time. But it looks like he now has the time, and calls Savage down to the ring. Savage says that this is the dumbest move Dallas has ever made, and says that his time has ended right now, and Savage then makes his way through the crowd. The two then start to brawl outside the ring before Nitro goes to a commercial break. The next match is for the WCW United States title. Dean Malenko is defending against Jeff Jarrett.
One-on-one, and a lot of respect between.
There for business. He's there to wrestle.
Hey, here we go to the ropes.
They have cried. They have died. They have done everything in this.
To slow things down. What is he doing, Libre?
He's not going anywhere. We just hate each other. We're down deep.
Later in the match, Debra makes her way to the ring to join Jeff Jarrett.
Good maneuver, great counter move. Malenko does. Ticket sales. It's going to be on a Saturday night. The 12th as well. Down he goes where it has to happen in the ring. Sending Jarrett in. Pile driver here. Oh, yeah. Malenko back up. spins Jarrett around.
Savage. Diamond upstairs.
During the match, we cut to the crowd where Eddie Guerrero is making his way to the ring. Guerrero hits the frog splash on Malenko, allowing Jeff Jarrett to lock in the figure 4 for the victory.
And he's got it on.
Jeff Jarrett is now the new WCW United States Champion. Next we move to the ramp with Mean Gene and Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart says that last week he told Chris Benoit that he would reveal the third step. Kevin Sullivan walks out with Jacqueline. Sullivan tells the Dungeon of Doom to step aside and calls out Chris Benoit. Benoit heads out and gets into a brawl with Sullivan. The Dungeon of Doom would soon join in and overpower Benoit before the commercial break. It's now time for tonight's main event. Roddy Piper and Ric Flair are taking on the Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, with 6.
They are tapped to take out the Icon Championship reign, going at it now, and during the break, as you can see the rounds. Look at this, nails.
Piper coming out of that corner, but he's got to make.
You know what? Here's a sleeper.
As Piper tries to tag Flair, Six distracts Flair. Six then gets into the ring and the referee calls off the match. The Outsiders and Six continue to attack Flair and Piper. The 4 Horsemen, Jarrett, Mongo, and Chris Benoit run in to help.
Chris Benoit, the Horseman!
Buff Bagwell and Scott Norton run in to help the Outsiders, and Kevin Green helps the Horsemen before attacking Mongo.
On what has been a wild night.
We cut to the stage where we see the Harlem Heat and the Steiners brawling. It's an all-out brawl here. Factions are brawling. Glacier is fighting off Mortis on the stage. Kevin Sullivan and the Dungeon of Doom run in to attack Benoit. And DDP would run in to attack Randy Savage.
Get your headset back on if you would. And Hogan.
Hollywood Hogan would run in and attack DDP and Ric Flair with the world title. And Sting would drop in from the ceiling to protect DDP.
Back. Look, the Macho Man wants to get to him. Of feuds. In the line. Imagine. If this is
the NWO tried to attack Sting on the outside, but Sting would fight them off with his back, and then repelled back to the ceiling with DDP attached to end the show. Before we finish, please comment on your favourite part of the show. Mine has to be Sting dropping in the all-out brawl here. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, if not a thumbs down, and I'll see you on the next one.